Hello, we are Geeks Assembled. We've had a week off. We've had a week's break, and we're
Yeah.
back. We're back with a vengeance. This weekend we're going all art house film movie wise. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, the two movies what will be discussing in separate casts are both by the director Luca Guadagnino. I hope I said that right. Um, and this one is his recent movie, what we're discussing, starring Daniel Craig and what's the other one? Drew Starkey. Um, this is Queer, based on the William S. Burroughs novel. Now, anybody who knows that name will mostly know it from The Naked Lunch. He wrote that one as well, and they say there was a movie back in '91 with that. Daniel Craig playing William Lee, and also Peter Weller in The Naked Lunch played William Lee. So
Yep.
same same character, same. It's supposed to be autobiographical of the William S. Burroughs. He put his sort of life into these stories. Um, and this is set in the 1950s. I think it starts off in, is it Mexico City, somewhere like that.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And then we totally go and have a mindfuck
Uh-huh.
near the end. So we'll go over to Susan. Her opening thoughts on Queer.
Okay, guys, this is our Pride Month, and yeah, this is definitely in the being alive in the gay community. And William S. Burroughs and the guy who played Drew Starkey was playing Eugene Allerton, which was a an avatar of Allen Ginsberg. And Jason Schwartzman played Joe Guidry, who is uh an avatar of Jack Kerouac, also in Mexico City. Wrote a book called Mexico City Blues. And there's some other ones, but those are the two big ones that I could pick out right away. Daniel Craig nails William S. Burroughs. Like, even like the narrowness of face and the tallness of him and the nice clothes. I mean, you never would have imagined that someone who was able to pull off, 007 would be able to pull off a heroin junkie who's in desperate search of Yahe, aka ayahuasca. I mean, Daniel Craig just blew my mind. He's such a good actor. Holy shit. Anybody disses Daniel Craig from now on, I'm gonna come there and stick my finger in your eyeball. Cause I really like him. I really like him. I love, personally, I love William S. Burroughs. I love the beats. I love the the trippiness of William S. Burroughs because he rides the edge of the beatniks, and he rides the edge of the hippies, and he rides the edge uh, of the gay porn, and he rides the edge of classic literature, and and then he writes, and you've got like five different things. I mean, he talks about anexia, he talks about inner zone. I mean, these are places that exist. He's so cool. Oh my gosh. And this is a really, really wonderful thing because it's all tropical and stuff. You get lots of nice, like, running around with their shirt off and everything.
Everything else off.
And then there was an awkward moment where Allerton said, "No, I'm really not queer." Because as a young Jewish man, he was struggling, and this was before, th this was really before you could do this sort of transition into the queer community, with that much gentility, and he tried. I mean, you could tell that, Allen Ginsberg was really trying hard, especially once he stopped trying to hide it behind his Judaism. Anyway, it was great, and there was a deep sort of connection that they made, and, they went down to Brazil, I think, and were looking in the Amazon rainforest for ayahuasca. And oh my gosh, it gets so weird after that. I don't even know really where the movie ended. I mean, it's just you just don't even know if they're in their right minds when the movie ends. You don't know if because I mean, it already started out with him like having this heroin, world built. The world built of heroin is
Yeah,
part of the start of the movie.
yeah. It's slightly
Over to you,
confusing.
Lee.
Yeah, it's this movie is reality and factual intertwined. Um,
Mhm.
which William S. Burroughs has done did in Naked Lunch, and um,
Mhm.
so sometimes you do think now, is that happening, I or is his drug fueled mind playing tricks on him? Um, yeah,
He built
yeah,
he like that whole Anexia and in his own world he built on heroin, you
yeah.
know, where does that end and start? And then the ayahuasca world be I don't know. Just go on.
His search
Sorry.
for
I didn't mean to interrupt.
telepathy. I can't even say it, telepathy powers. Um, yeah. Um, I didn't know what to make of this because I've never seen this film before until today when sat down and watched it. Um, I've got to agree with Susan. Daniel Craig, you wouldn't think this would be a character he would play, but yeah, he knocks out the park, and you've got to give a big thumbs up to Drew as well
Mhm.
because the interaction between those two is so seamless, which it did become seamless in the scene later on after the drug taking. They became one. They bonded more. Um, but his character, Alexon's character, was too scared to carry on going down that road, as you say, hiding his sexuality.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, by the
yeah,
'60s, he was well and truly out, but it took a while.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But two great characterizations. Um, the scenery as well, the Mexico City and all of that. You're thinking, is it real? Because it didn't sort of look realistically like a street or a cafe. It was some sort of imagery from a dream. It wasn't.
Well, at times Mexico City is that way. So, but go on.
I've never been,
Eh,
but it fits in well with the theme of this movie. Um, and the theme of this movie is one word: is desire. Really,
Yeah,
he desired Allerton. He desired the fact. He desired his drugs.
Yahweh,
You know,
Yahweh.
um, he desired companionship, friendship from the men. It's all about desire.
Mhm.
Uh, um, yeah. As you say, what was the other actor? Jason. Is
Schwartzman?
it Schwartzman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize how short he was. unless unless Daniel Craig's really tall. He could have played a hobbit. Um,
Huh.
but yeah, that was a great character, sad character.
Mhm.
Um, and as Luca Guadagnino, I hope I've done it right, likes to use music in his movies. Um, it threw me a bit. It threw me a bit because in this movie, set in the 1950s, he's using the likes of Nirvana from the 90s, and I got a bit confused. But yeah, so I can sort of brush that aside for now, and think, right, okay, that did wind me up a little bit. I'm thinking if you've set it in the 50s, you know, have 50s, you don't have modern day music. It annoys me that in any sort of movie, what does it? Um, but apart from that, I love the scenery, I love the story, the imagery of the Vulcan man meld at the end, where they just took the drugs and brought both their hearts up, and the intimacy scenes with
Mm.
Craig and Starkey.
Uh-huh.
It was just
Beautiful.
really well filmed, and it
Uh-huh.
must have took them to quite a while to get into that because it was the naked scenes, and I know it's acting. I mean, I don't know Drew's orientation sexually, but I know Daniel Craig's married, to Rachel Weisz. Um,
Oh,
so
I
to
didn't know
to
that.
get these actors together to do them sort of scenes
Mm.
and to watch it and think, wow, there's a connection. It to me it worked.
Mhm.
Great acting.
Me too.
Yeah. Um, you could feel the tension, you could feel the desire, as I say,
Mm.
and then the way he sort of pushed him away at the end and says, "You can't really do this." And then we sort of entered into the world, well, as I thought when I was watching it, into the world of Twin Peaks. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed this. Any other thoughts, Susan?
Um, yeah, well, like I was saying about Mexico City, the 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 lighting where they're on that highway, um, and the sky is kind of a little yellow orange, and
Mhm.
the hillsides are a little yellow orange. You don't see off in the distance the other hillsides which are green, but Mexico City is like in a valley, and it's like 35 million people in a valley, and you unless you've got really good visibility, you can't see the little hills or mountains around the whole valley, but you do see those little hillsides that sometimes are covered with like grasses that are kind of browned out or whatever. So it looked a lot like you know um Mexico City in August or September. And I really I got a couple chances to go there, and so I mean it really did kind of the lighting was right, the ambiance was right. The other thing that was right was the I mean, not in the smaller cities in Mexico, it's a little hard for they don't have many gay cafes, but this one, uh, this one that was sort of in the city, and it was frequented by the beats and the poets and William S. Burroughs and maybe more queer people than that. Like that was legit. Like there are there may be one or two of them that really were around then. Mexico City is it's too big for me. It's just so gosh darn ginormous, and it's but it was good to do stuff. I went on a youth exchange there, and Kerouac wrote a book called Mexico City Blues, which includes uh, a guy by the name of William Lee, and so William, they all the the avatars that they use sometimes travel between people, travel between writers even. And that's
Hmm.
funny. And then there's also, um, it wasn't Ellerton. I can't remember what, uh, Allen Ginsberg's avatar's name was, or what his own character's name is, except for maybe it was, um, no, that's Cassidy. Never mind. The other thing that I have to say is that I did read Queer a couple times, and this relatively precisely follows the book. They do end up in
Oh, right.
South America, and they do end up trying to find the Yahe ayahuasca, and they end up encountering some people that can in the native tribe that can help them, and it gets weird from there. So, yeah, just another successful foray into drug and the alternative consciousness that Burroughs was after. And so, yeah, that's all I have for extra stuff for the storyline. I loved it when they were I loved it when they were, hacking their way through the jungle and, Lee fell down and, Allerton lifted him up and stuff. I just love that because, I mean, they were both robust to do this, but, I mean, like, chopping your w with a machete, chopping your way through the jungle. Oh my gosh,
Mm.
burly. That's some burly traveling. Mhm.
I'm just looking at the film scored by, where's a name, Trent Reznor and Atticus
Mm.
Ross. Now, Trent Reznor is
Nine Inch Nails.
Nails, yeah, which is a weird for this. You wouldn't think he'd be associated with a film like this, but yeah,
So, except for Nine Inch Nails could have been, at one point, one of William S. Burroughs' soundtracks in his
but yeah, it's I say it's beautifully shot, isn't it?
oh my
Eh,
gosh.
and you do get the way that in the scenes, you feel the heat
Uh-huh.
from the Mexican. You can feel the heat coming through, and you think, "Wow!" The way they've set the scenes up and all that, you can actually feel the Mexico City heat. Um,
Mhm.
did you notice in one scene, um, Schwartzman's character was going on about someone who he hooked up with, and this guy ended up stealing his typewriter,
Yeah.
right? Now, did you notice when Allerton was looking around William Lee's apartment, there was two typewriters, one on the table and one shoved under the table.
Uh-huh.
So I'm wondering, I'm just wondering, I wonder if William Lee said
Made off
Nicky's
with
typewriter.
yeah.
Nicky's typewriter. Rival writers.
I know.
But yeah, it was an enjoyable movie. Say it only recently came out early on this year.
Yeah.
And
It
both
does. It
both the
does
actors.
make me. It does make me want to watch the rest of them. You know.
Hmm. I mean, the two leading actors got high praise, from all the critics and the reviewers. It
Yep.
it bombed at the box office, of course.
Well, everything does nowadays.
Yeah, no. But so, anything else you want to say about Queer before final saying score?
Um. No, that's a. It just was so good. I'm really glad we got a chance to review it, and kudos to the director, Luca Guadagnino. That was he
Guadagnino.
did. Yeah, he did so good, and so did um Daniel Craig. Oh man, it's dead. Um
I wonder,
my
I wonder,
my
I wonder,
my
I wonder
ring
how-
light just died.
oh no.
Oh yes.
It must have been a bit, for Drew Starkey, it must have been a bit, I don't know, nervous thinking, I'm in a scene with 007.
I know,
You know what I
right?
mean?
Like this guy is
He's only
way more
he's only in
world
acting. He was
renowned,
in his 20s. I mean,
right?
wow, one of his big breaks movies, and he's working with Daniel Craig. Um, yeah, then shall we go final saying score?
Sure.
Over to you.
All right. Due to the fact that it followed the book and it was well acted. Oh my gosh, and it was so cool. I mean, and the worlds that they built. I mean, they built two different worlds. They built the heroin world at the beginning, and then they built the ayahuasca world. So I mean, the director did a great job, as did the writer William S. Burroughs, and so I'll give this 10 centipedes walking all over somebody's face out of 10. I loved that there were still bugs in this. That was like the most that you gotta love William S. Burroughs for all the bugs. So
Not
cool.
as
It
Yeah.
was
There's
a
not a lot of bugs in this one. Not as much as Naked Lunch,
I
but
know. It was fun. Like you'd still see one every so often.
the little
Oh,
pendants
and
as well.
they did the William Tell thing again. I forgot that that was even in the book. So maybe that was taken out of Naked Lunch and just plot, or I don't know if that was in all of his books. I don't know. Anyway, go on.
Right, so you're giving it a 10.
10.
I'm gonna I'm gonna give it uh 9.5 big spoon, little spoons out of 10, because there was a lot of spooning in this.
Mhm.
The half point is just because of the confusion it gave me with the modern music.
Mm,
I wanted to relate to the 1950s.
mm,
You don't, but this is what the director did, and put Nirvana in there for some strange reason, and some of the modern music. Uh, but,
mhm.
all in all, it is a great movie, well acted. So
Yeah.
that is our little review of Queer, starring Mr. Craig there. If you guys have
Happy
seen
Pride
this,
Month, everyone.
yeah, seen as well, this is mostly the last day of Pride anyway. But yeah, if you've seen this movie, let us know what you thought of it. If you haven't seen it, go out and watch it. Leave a message on this video. I share it all over social media, so you can be able to leave a message. Let us know what you think. Also, if you want to join us, just leave a message on the video or any of our videos. You just have to be 18 or over. Head because of certain things like these.
this one had to do with drug use and
It says
sex.
drug misuse, strong sex, and nudity.
Strong sex. Not strong sex, just gentle sex. God. What the hell?
Yeah, it wasn't nudity. We saw Mr. Drew dingy dangly thing, didn't we?
But I mean they were like anyway, go on.
Yeah, so yeah, you've got to be 18 and over for things. Um, all you need is a working camera and microphone on the device you use, and we'll get you in. And one more thing is the YouTube channel. Please, please, please press the bell notification button, and you'll get notified every time we put up a video. Is that it, Susan?
Yeah, sure.
I think it is.
I
So
think it is.
we are going off now, having a little break, and then we'll be back with another cast by the same director, Spooked Enough.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't done. We didn't do it on purpose. Some strange reason, these two movies we just picked. We had a choice, and these two movies were picked at random. Really,
Yeah, well, Queer wasn't totally at random. I read the book and but Call Me
the other
by Your
one.
Name, I didn't know anything about that.
Right, but that's a story for another cast. So
Uh-huh.
until next time, guys. Please be safe. Bye for now.